Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm Dennis. I sing in Dark Horse, and I'm part of the band pretty much since the beginning, which is 2011. Yeah, do what I do.
I'm Dale. I've been in the band since January 2024. So I'm the oldest and also youngest member of the band.
Very good, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Cool.
And we're Dark Horse.
You are Dark Horse indeed. Dark Horse are playing at the 5th annual Metal in the Mountains to be held at Beechworth on November 30th. Like, I haven't been to one of them yet, guys, but it looks like it's a pretty cool festival.
Absolutely. I haven't been either, but know quite a few friends who have played there with their bands, and they said it's an excellent festival, very good organization, and lovely crowd. So I can't wait to actually go somewhere, where we haven't been, and yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. And it also features our Sordid Ordeal. There's Mammon's Throne, Munitions, the Krugers, and more, mate. So have you played with anyone on the lineup before, or are you going to be playing with them all for the first time?
I think most of these bands are actually new to us. I think we played with Munitions once, but it's a bit blurry, to be honest. Most of the bands are new to me. Like I heard some of it, heard some tracks. Yeah. And so it's, it's new.
Yeah. And what can fans or what can punters expect from your set on the day? What are you guys going to bring?
Look, it's the same Dark Horse energy. It's funny. Like I was a big fan of the band before I joined, and Dark Horse is one of the most consistent bands that like just rip your face off every time. It's like 30 minutes of just intense energy, riffs, and just just in your face and off your face.
Beautiful. The thing with festivals like this is because there's so many bands, like different sort of bands there, a lot of people go and won't know every band, of course. So for those that are unfamiliar with Dark Horse, give us a bit of a history.
You're out
of that one,
mate. From a fan who's now in the band, or like
a bit of both, actually. So
maybe you start. I add up.
Well, Dark Horse, 3 albums deep. The first album came out in like 2014. The first album that I got was Bomb Thrower, which was the second album. D-beat hardcore with a bit of kind of grindcore-ish moments. It's kind of got thrash bits. Dennis's vocals like out in front. Possibly the best D-beat drummer in the universe, in Fran, who's just like an absolute beast. Has a swing that, like, when he's playing D-beat, that just like a rolling swing, which is just beautiful. It's like 4 elements all coming together into what is like, and it's funny. Like Dark Horse has a sound, like it sounds like Dark Horse. You hear a Dark Horse track, you're like, oh, that's Dark Horse. It doesn't, bands I've been in before, you kind of take elements here and there, but it's just like, it's funny. Like I keep on talking about the Dark Horse lore, like the LORE lore. Like there's a way of doing things, a way of writing songs that is ultimately sort of Dark Horse-ish.
It is true. After 14 years, we definitely found a formula, and our MO was always, to be full on in your face. And we've done it since day one. It was always go fast, do D-beat, heavy, and blow people's faces off. And that even now, after 14, 15 years, still has to be the objective. So especially live, we want to, lack of a better word, we want to destroy.
Very good. Now, give us 3 songs of yours, I guess, and the people can listen to before they come to Metal in the Mountains to get a bit of an idea of what to expect.
Dale, what's your favorites?
Look, Bomb Thrower, the song. What else?
Well, there's a song called "To Hell With It," which usually goes down pretty smoothly with people.
Immigrant.
Immigrant is a good song from the last record. Yeah, but
what's the song of the 7?
Of the ideation?
Yeah.
Under Distress.
Under Distress. That's my jam. Under Distress.
That's your jam, no? Is it distress or distress?
Under Distress.
Distress.
Whoa.
We probably get in trouble for saying that these days. Now,
Under Distress.
Distress, right, yeah. Now tell us a bit more about yourself, Dale. Like you say, you've only come in this year, so what do you bring to Dark Horse and the Sound?
I don't know, like just just a happy disposition, really. I've been playing bands for sort of 30 years. I used to play, or I still do. I used to play and then rejoined the Amenta last year. So plus used to play in a band called Grim. That's how we kind of connected. But I've also I play in all sorts of bands, playing soul bands, and I played in a hip hop band for many years that were moderately famous. So getting around. That's me.
Yes, yeah, and you're a fan of the band before joining, you say?
Yeah, I reckon I probably saw 20 or so shows over the years, including some that were large, and some that were small.
We played lots of small.
We actually did a show together with Grim, my band, and Dark Horse. We were just talking about it at a venue in Sydney. Just out of COVID, when there was, I think it was 12 or 15 seated.
It was
25.
It was during COVID, and there were bean bags for people to sit because of.
And it was all social distance.
Yeah, wow.
We were playing two sets that night.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
12 people.
Yeah. In the end, we had a bit of a beanbag mosh pit. People were told they have to sit down, but they didn't want to, so they threw their beanbags, and we still got a bit of a mosh there.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, you've mentioned this a few times before, and I've never heard the term before, but what is deep beat hardcore?
Oh, that's a big question. Look, deep beat is just basically, it's a drum beat, and
right,
I'm not even sure who coined it. People often subscribe to the band Discharge from the UK, but I'm not sure that is actually true.
But that's where the D comes from, right?
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, it is a specific drum beat.
You would know it as soon as you heard it. It's like dubat, 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 dubat. It's like that kind of. It's like a swung thrash beat or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Straight, or like a blast, which is like. It's like.
Okay, yeah. There's only a bit of a swings to it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's a lot of groove in that, and while we're playing pretty fast, it is really important to keep that groove, because that is kind of the Dark Horse formula as well. Being intense and upfront, but making it possible for the listener to get into it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how fast it is. And DB kind of provides the perfect pathway to that, I find.
Yeah.
Plus, we all really, really like, lots of DB bands like Tragedy or Dysphere that, to an extent have influenced us.
Sweet. Now, you mentioned this before too when we were talking about songs, but you've got a 7-inch split with Canberra-based band Blight Worms. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they hit us up. We're doing a 7. We went down to their studio in Canberra for the day, which is for those of you who are outside of Sydney, it's a 3-hour drive there and back. We went up in the morning, banged out 3 songs, and then came back that night.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the first 3 songs. One of the songs was written before I joined, but like we refined it, and then 2 new songs. So it's the brand new Dark Horse sound, which is the same sound as before.
But newer.
We have Rowan from Extortion doing the artwork. And yeah, hopefully we will have the physical record ready before the end of the year. That is our plan. But you can never be sure if everything goes smoothly. But yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna sound good. It's gonna look good. It's gonna be good.
It's good. And you're also working towards a full-length album for next year, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, the last record is, when was it? I think we wrote it in 2020 and came out in 21 during COVID, and which was a tricky time to make a record because we had to postpone the recording, the studio several times because of lockdowns, and then we had to kind of mix the record via WhatsApp because we couldn't actually sit in the same room and discuss things. So yeah, we are all really keen to do another record and turn out some real good tracks in Dark Horse manner with Dale, and hopefully he can bring something to the table.
I mean, you're going to find out. Baptism of fire.
Absolutely.
Now, you've also got a few other shows coming up. You've got Sydney on November 23rd, Melbourne on November 30th, Erskineville on December 7th, and Dunwich Hall on December the 8th. Now, I have no idea where those last two are, but tell us about the shows.
They're both Sydney.
Rightio.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got the show in Melbourne on the 29th, the night before Metal in the Mountains, and I was just looking into booking a show to make the trip really worthwhile. And yeah, when it came to the lineup, I just thought I'm just going to ask all of our friends if they want to play, and everybody said yes, and we got a banging lineup, and yeah. So that's the weekend in Victoria. And
you got Black Rhino in Sydney on November 23rd too?
That's right.
That'll be cool.
We're good friends with them, and they asked us, do you want to jump on that show? Free show in Sydney? And I said, of course we do. And so yeah, we do that.
Yeah, and then the Erskineville and
Dulwich
Hill shows on a Saturday, Sunday with Black Jesus, and the Saturday nights with Blight Worms as well. So that was going to be a 7-inch launch, but
hopefully,
let's see how Blight Worms are still in the process of they're doing their string quartet recording again, and the horn section is next. So
very cool. Where can people find out more information about these shows and get tickets?
Always Instagram, Facebook, and they local shows. The show is Black Rhino. It's going to be free.
Yep.
The venue is not huge, so come early, but it's a free show. And yeah, the other two shows, just show up at the door and buy a ticket.
Sounds good, boys. All right. Well, thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. Dark Horse are playing Metal in the Mountains at Beechworth on November 30th. There's also some other shows around, so check out the socials. Keep up with the boys and best of luck.